Residents always surprise me. Never ever ever make assumptions about anybody in this job. People are fascinating things. Don't sabotage it. One of our residents, Bill, he had always wanted to go horse riding and suddenly had the opportunity to do this, and I helped him to go to Arizona. We went for a week on a ranch. He spent 7 magical days doing something that he'd always dreamed about doing. Just to see somebody fulfill their dream was extremely rewarding.
How's that feel? Is that better?
Even just the little things that you do for the elderly in a care home mean a lot to them, which gives me a lot back.
And you're joining in with the activities this afternoon?
Oh dear.
Kevin's coming.
Yes, I know.
You've got to join in because you're our star player, aren't you?
He tired me out yesterday.
Did he?
If they can't choose their own clothes because they're poor-sighted and you're helping to choose a blouse and a skirt that matches, whereas they might not be able to, that means a lot to them, but it's not very much for me to do. But I know that I'm really helping them by doing that.
Well, she's so kind and thoughtful. We get on very well. She knows what to do for me. I don't know, I just got rather fond of her, you know. Look forward to seeing her bath times.
Sometimes you hear residents talking about you between themselves and they don't realise that you can hear them and they're saying sort of how nice you are or that you've done a certain something for them and they really appreciate it and it's made their lives a little bit better, then you certainly get a lot out of that.
Okay, turn to page 4, please.
I think, yeah, when you lose somebody, that's hard. It's always really sad because you've built up a relationship with that person. You can get satisfaction from caring for someone that's dying because that's their last sort of bit on this earth sort of thing, and if we can make it as easy as and as comfortable as possible, even just by sitting next to their bed and holding their hand and talking to them, that might be making their last days easier for them.
If you're giving, then it can be extremely draining and extremely tiring, so it's important for you to have an opportunity to offload and to gain some support or just have somebody to listen to you, which is why we take supervision very seriously indeed. Normally it's just a chance to have a chat about things that might be worrying you, a chance to have some positive feedback to give and receive, and also to discuss perhaps future training opportunities. So it's all many different things.
If we've got a dilemma with a case, we can bring that up and we get a lot of input from each other on how to deal with it, and you know, they always say 2 heads are better than 1.
I haven't heard anything. He's disappeared into thin air. Again? Have you had any contact at all with Mama?
In our team there's 8 of us, so you know, that's good to have 8 different opinions, and it's not always the manager that you need to turn to. You can get kids shouting at you, swearing at you, calling your names. You know, you've come against all kind of negative things and you need to kind of push them aside and keep ploughing through it. So you need to be quite a positive person as well.
Okie dokie. You want that one? We're going to do okay. Okay then. So, you got your money? Yeah. Patience is important because sometimes people will demand a lot of you, and if you snap, you're going to upset them.
Can we have tea?
Yeah, sure, we can have one of those. I think, Bridie, can we just have one? Just take one.
Just have
Yeah,
one.
because we've got to think about people who are on diets.
Yeah.
So there's no good if you start cracking up and can't cope and start swearing or getting in a state. You have to remain calm and composed at all times. Sometimes on something as rudimentary as going around Tesco's, if someone else walks in your way or you're trying to deal with a resident and they're not cooperating or don't want to be there, you have to be patient.
mattresses come with handles. Oh.
Special one.
Oh. Shall I sit on it to test if it's strong enough?
No, man.
Well, if you did a good job screwing everything together, it should be strong enough.
I'm not that ancient myself, so I can think back to when I was a teenager, struggling with exams, being on benefits. I've had that experience as well, so I can relate to that. So there's a lot of things that I can kind of empathise with the young people. So I think when I'm quite willing to tell them that. So I think when they realise, well, you know, she's telling us that she's a real person, she's been through these things herself, they're quite prepared. They're more willing to listen to me.
Bye.
Thanks, Victoria.
No problem.
I think, like a lot of young people, I probably thought that old people just sat around in homes, saying nothing, doing nothing, and it was pretty glum. And in fact, it's nothing like that at all. We have quite a laugh here, the staff and the residents, and it's quite a fun, sort of lively place.
We all went out last week. About once a month, staff will go out on a jolly. The residents all know about it. We take them out as well, separately, but they all like to hear about us and all the things that we do as well. And who's got a hangover the next morning. They're very interested in that.
Life doesn't get any better.
They're just fun. Generally, they're just like you or I. They say, I think I'll die today, and you say things like, oh, it's too much paperwork, or, you know. No, don't do that, because you have to, you know, keep it light, really.
Thanks very much. Do you have a cup card?
I don't.
This job could never ever possibly get boring.
£15.45 change. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well done, buddy.
Every day is completely different. You're dealing with people, so they have their ups and their downs. People come and go, clients and staff. There's always something to be done, and it's about what you put into the job as well. If you put in a lot, then you'll get a lot back.
Daisy, I'm just popping in to say good night.
Oh.
All
night,
right?
dear.
And I'll see you in the morning.
Right.
Take care.
Yeah.
I'd certainly miss the residents, and I think even if I wasn't working here as a care assistant, I'd probably come back just to see them as a friend. You build up a relationship with all of them. It's like a big family, which seems silly, but it is.
When you come into a job like this and you see that people, it makes a difference to their lives, i.e. they're actually really grateful and you can see the emotions on their face, then you know it was important for me to come along today. It was important for me to be there for that person.